What advice would I give to all my fans? Whew, that's a tough one. I have so many momentous pieces of advice in my head, but I think if I could narrow it down, I would say first and foremost, gargle. It's really important to take care of your voice and your throat. Your voice is a piece of your personality, and so you really want that to be with you wherever you go, so gargling, very important. Second, there's always this adage I've heard about eating an elephant, and I think you should always, when you go eat an elephant, instead of trying to do it all in one bite, you should take it one bite at a time. I'm not really sure what that means, but you know, people say it a lot, so I thought I would share that. And last but not least, I think what I would say is all those who fail are not failures. So whenever you fail in life, now I wouldn't know what that's like because I've never really failed myself, but whenever you fail in life, just think of it as a crossroads for either an opportunity to learn and be successful the next time or to continue down failure. And I think those of us who have failed have better opportunities to succeed. Those are my pieces of advice.
Meg? Oh. Hey, Meg.
Yes? Oh my god, I totally forgot about this. Advice. Do everything you want to do before you have a baby. Otherwise, you will be sleep deprived, out of shape, and in a trance always. Do your best. Don't procrastinate or you'll never know your best. Communicate with people. Trying to translate others' intentions is like trying to play a game of baseball with marbles.
Piece of advice. I'm kind of honored that you decided to ask me. It's been very busy and a lot of things going on, but one thing I would say, just take time to relax and enjoy life. I mean, it's so beautiful outside. Have you been outside? Have you seen the trees? Have you seen the birds chirping? Have you seen how everything just interlocks? Take time out for that and really breathe it in. You need to breathe in and you need to exhale. Breathe in, exhale. Does that make sense? Okay. You know, things will happen and be prepared for that, you know. Sometimes you might not even be prepared, but just go through it, be open to it. That's part of life. You know, after training very hard and trying to stretch, you have to stretch to prepare for stuff like that. You never know what kind of injuries or what kind of things or obstacles that might be in your way. It just comes and it's just random and we can't do nothing about that. But proper preparation, I think that you can navigate through that and you'll be okay. Another piece of advice, and you know the old folks used to say this, feed a child long enough, it may look like you. Ask questions.
Hey, speed typer here. As you can see, I'm typing a little bit slow now because can't afford any more injuries. This is just here to show you that in life you gotta take things slow. Sometimes you gotta get a fresher breath air on your keyboard, keep it clean. So my words of advice to you as speed typer, just chill. Don't sham. Sham is a hot mess. Come to me when you graduate, I'll tell you what sham really means. But you're not shamming on the job, you're not shamming in life. You gotta take care of yourself in order to take care of your grades, in order to take care of your students. No shamming on any of the three. My last piece of advice for you pimps out there is when there's a storm, it may go real fast, but whenever it's lightning outside, sit down. Don't talk. You'll sweat, but don't sit on plastic couches. Keep it pushing, pimpin'.
Okay. Okay, hey there. Now that Olympics are over, I'm reflecting back on it and wanted to share some advice of things I've learned. The first is don't worry. Don't let what you can't control destroy what you can enjoy. I didn't medal in the Olympics this year, but I'm not going to let that fact of not being able to control that destroy the joys that I got from competing and the friends that I made. So that's my first advice. Don't let what you can't control destroy what you can enjoy. Second bit of advice that I learned from the Olympics is make sure you have enough yo-yo string. You never know when you were going to run out of that stuff. You know, with all the moves that I do, I'm constantly breaking my strings, and so be sure to pack enough yo-yo string. Never set your alarm as your favorite song. You will start to hate it.
So, when they reached out to me to ask about giving some advice to old fans, I was excited to say so, give some advice out, maybe inspire some more folks, but I wouldn't start off and say I'm sorry, They say that third is the one with the hairy chest, but it hasn't done me any favors. Bronze medals really don't get people excited the way they used to. So, to my advice, I wanted to remind everybody that minnows, although small and maybe considered weak, are actually an animal that can be resilient and can do a lot. 3 minnows won medals at the Olympics. Imagine what you can do. My next piece of advice is to hurry up, go to bed so you can wake up. Some sound advice. And lastly, I wanted to remind you all to not run away from the things that may be in your future. Because it's always going to catch up to you, one day at a time. One day. So if you're running away from a place or a thing or a person, one day you might have run too far, and then that can't be your future anymore. So remember that. And as always, stay golden, America.
Greetings, fans. Adam Foss here. No longer allowed to use the name Boone Troutman. The Olympic Committee reached out to me and asked me to share some thoughts about what I've learned over the last year. And at first I was a little apprehensive. But after giving it some solid thought and reflection, I've decided to share my story. So after the 2016 Bass Fisherman Classic, things went south. I went in the favored, and needless to say, I did not leave the favored.
Adam Fossa, you're not allowed to have that trophy. Sir, you're not allowed to have that trophy.
I ended up not catching any fish, which led to my sponsor dropping me, which led to someone else trademarking my name. And ultimately after that, my life kind of went down.
And the gold medal goes to the new Boone Troutman. Trademark.
So I've given it a lot of thought, and I've come to realize that that experience taught me 3 things. The first thing I would say is that you go into life, particularly an event, the big fish in a little pond, but very easily someone could hook you, someone could cast you, someone could reel you in, throw you back into a pond, and you end up being the little fish in a big pond. And that's a scary place. I was there, trust me. The second thing that I've come to realize, and this is more something I've realized through life itself, is that everybody has a story. Everybody has a story that shapes who they are from past experiences, past relationships, and if you've been invited and are lucky enough to be a part of that story, then help them shape the future. Help them write the next chapter. Don't take that experience and opportunity lightly, because someone's seen something special in you and has asked you to come alongside of them to help rewrite their chapter and rewrite their story. And the last thing that my grandmother used to say, Grandmother Dwayne and Grandma Dwight, Shrew actually, used to say to me, Adam, before you do anything, ask yourself one thing. Would an idiot do that? And Adam, if the answer is yes, just don't do that thing. And those 3 pieces of advice have really helped me to process what I would consider the Olympic debacle of 2016. Thanks, y'all.